ICUMS as an integrated customs management system. And basically, this system is used by customs and other related agencies to to handle import and export, everything that has to do with taxes and duties in the ports of Ghana. So like I said, it is it's a whole database of system that we process export and import through with customs. And so we are going to go about the training right now for you to see everything that transcends within this process. Have this login is actually done by the customs authority, customs in collaboration with ICUMS. You have to apply to them, and then they give you the username and password, and then you change the password to suit your own. But the username, which is your TIN number, is what customs will derive from you. However, before you get the login details, customs must approve that you are certified, company, and every details that is required will be collected before you are given access to the system. So the system is not just a normal website that you can go and create username and password. You actually have to be given the authority to be able to access the details. And so this is how the system looks like. And however, like you are seeing, on top of it here is where the transactions, as a user, you would have to be conversant with you to communicate with the customs interface. This interface you are seeing is the user interface, but customs also have their back-end interface, which is the customs management system. They have a back end, so that when you send your details from your front end, it goes to the back end, and then they process it based on the information they receive from the shipping line and then the airline. In other words, the master manifest or the house manifest, which entails the details of the goods that has been sent into customs database. So you have to get these details, into their database. If you are um, shipping line or the airline, they process the master manifest or the house manifest into the database of customs management system before you, the user or the importer, or you, the declarant, basically, or the self-declarant, would be able to have access to these informations to process your data, to process your duty. So basically, that is basically the, the heading or the synopsis of the whole customs management system. However, you would before you be able to process your duty or process your taxes, whether it's import or export, you need certain documents. And the documents you need to process such is the bill of lading or the airway bill. Bill of lading is pertaining to sea shipment, but airway bill is pertaining to what we call the air shipment. And then we have the invoice for both sizes, either air or sea. You have an invoice, that is a commercial invoice, not a pro forma invoice. You need a commercial invoice, which is a attested invoice. And then you need a packing list, all from the seller of the goods. These three documents are the most major important document you need to start your processing through this system. If you do not have this document, you will not be able to process successfully, because the system will ask you their prerequisites. The system would ask you those details before you have access to them. So, however, When you have those documents, the first thing you do after you log in is to click on the single window. So when you click on the single window, then these are the information that is required. As you can see from your screen, these are the information you require. And basically, if you have a little IT skill, you will know that any information required which is given an asterisk in red means that these are important information. So without these information which is given in asterisk, as you can see my cursor is moving, you will not be able to even save. You need to complete those places that have the asterisk. It means that it is required for customs processing. Now let's say we have an import. So with a regime, customs have various regimes in terms of processing declaration through the system. Now we have their regime, they have classified their regime from 10 decades, it's in decades, from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And all of these decades, all of these numbers has a name or what has their work, a work they do. It's called regime. Basically, in customs terminology, it is called regimes. So the 10 in their regime signifies export. 20 is, I think, 20 is re-export. 30, temporary importation. 40, direct import. 50, 60, 70, 70, I think, is warehousing. And then we have 80 is transit. And then 90 is free zone. So all of this has names. And with a 10, so let's say we want to do, so with 10 is export. We have export here, we have free zone here, inbound, we have free zone outbound, we have import, we have transit, and we have transshipment, and we have transit. So basically this 5 or 6 regimes here is what customs normally use here in Ghana. These 5 or 6 regimes. So basically these are what customs normally use. So we have exports, and so with the purpose of this training, we are going to base our training on export and import. So first of all, I want us to handle export first. So you select export. So when you select export, it means that the regime is 10. When we are processing the declaration,